Good morning, good afternoon and good evening class. Today we are going to start chapter number 6 of subject economics, and the name of chapter is unemployment, and this will be our lecture number 1st. Let us first of all discuss about the blueprint of a board in which there is a 2 question from section A. It means there will be 2 MCQs from this chapter. In section B, that is in 1 mark, there will be 1 question. In section C, that is in 2 marks, we are having 2 questions, or we are having internal options in that particular question. Here 2 marks 2 question means in 1 question we will be having internal option and 1 question will be as it is, or it will be asked as a compulsory question. And in section D we will be having 1 question of 3 marks. So total 2 MCQ, 1 question of 1 mark, 2 question of 2 marks, in which 1 question will be having 1 option while 1 question of 3 marks. So total this chapter is of 10 marks. Done? Now let us start with the introduction, or we can say what will you learn in this chapter, that is given on page number 65. First of all, in this chapter, remember the chapter number 5th, that is poverty. In poverty, we have discussed about the meaning of poverty, then nature, in which we have discussed about absolute poverty and relative poverty, indicators of poverty, reasons of poverty, and lastly, we have discussed measures of poverty. Same way, in this chapter also, first of all, we will learn about the meaning of unemployment. Unemployment means it is not the jobless situation, or we can say there is no any availability of a job. Sometimes it may happen that there are different situations occurs on the basis of the condition of a country. So first of all, we will discuss about the meaning of unemployment, which we are going to cover in today's lecture. Secondly, we will discuss about the types of unemployment, in which we are having 5 main types, which we are going to discuss. That is open unemployment, underemployment, disguised unemployment, cyclical unemployment, and frictional unemployment. Nature of all this unemployment situation is different, and they are also applicable in different sectors. That's why their types is different on the basis of the situation. Then in point number 3, we are going to discuss about the causes of unemployment, or we can say we will going to discuss about the reasons of unemployment, in which almost 10 reasons are there. First and foremost reason is high rate of population growth. Second one is employment opportunity. Both of these points we have already discussed in chapter number 5. Low rate of savings and investment, we'll discuss later on. Capital intensive production techniques, which is in the chapter number 10. It means when we are going to learn this chapter, we'll discuss about the capital intensive and labor intensive production techniques. 5th one is a lack of vocational. Vocational means job related or employment related training or education. Lack of manpower planning. 7th one is the inefficiency of public sector. It means the government itself failed to provide employment opportunities to the growing population. Then inefficiency of public sector, then we will be having negligence towards agriculture sector, as we have already discussed in chapter number 5, that agriculture is the main occupation, and if government concentrate on development of agriculture furthermore, then will be more beneficial. Less mobility of workers and lack of infrastructural facilities. We will discuss all these points in very detail. Then in point number 4, we will discuss about the measures. In point number 3, we have discussed about the reasons or causes of unemployment. And then in point number 4, we are going to discuss about the measures to reduce unemployment, in which, as the first cause is high rate of population growth, the first measure is population control. The second and third causes of unemployment is slow rise in employment opportunity and low rate of savings and investment. So its measure is to increase in the rate of economic growth or development. Then employment oriented planning, employment oriented education, development of cottage and small scale industries. Sixth one is the extension of infrastructural facilities, and seventh one is the speed and expansion of green revolution in agriculture sector. So all these measures are coming from the causes, or it is the solution of all the causes or problems of unemployment. Then lastly, we will discuss about the state program to solve unemployment problem, which we have some of the programs related to poverty. We have already discussed in chapter number 5, and many of the programs or policies of the government to reducing unemployment we will discuss in chapter number 6. So let us start with the first introduction of unemployment. In recent years, most of the nations of the world are facing economic and social problems like poverty, unemployment, inflation, and depression. In chapter number 2, that is in economic development and economic growth, we have discussed that the problem of economic and social is related with developing countries, while the problem of inflation and depression is related with developed countries. So, in a developing countries like India, poverty and unemployment is the more severe problem, or it is a more serious issue. While for developed countries, unemployment is not that much a concern area, but they have their own problematic area, that is inflation and depression. So all the countries, whether it is developed or developing, they are facing some kind of economic and social issues or problem areas. World is worried about this problem because each and every country is facing some of the economic and social issues. It is a fact that each nation has tried to solve this problem in their own manner, but still now these problems cannot be solved. Once when we complete our education, we come to know that each and every problem has a solution. But when we are focusing on some of the economic and social issues, we comes to know that some of the issues will never solve, and it may happen during some time period or after the interval of some time period, and it recurs again and again. So it is fact that each nation has tried to solve this problem in their own manner because the problem areas is different for the different nations, but still now, till the day, these problems cannot be solved. Likewise in India, our development and growth rate is too high, but this development and growth rate is unemployed growth rate, where we are not able to provide sufficient and enough employment opportunities to all the job seekers. Developed and developing countries have economically developed but could not attain full employment. Whether it is a developed country or a developing country, in developed country this problem is not that much serious. It means they will be having some 3, 4 or 5% unemployment ratio. While in developing countries like India, we are having the largest number of population under the unemployment era. That is nearest about 22 to 26% is unemployed. So, in developed and developing countries have economically developed, means financially they are strong, but could not attain full employment, but they are failed to provide full employment opportunities. As a result, unemployment has become a global problem today. So nowadays, unemployment is a more serious issue. In India also, problem of unemployment is a long-term issue. Before Britishers, during British rule, and after British era, that is after independence also, even today we are not able to provide enough and sufficient job opportunities and employment opportunities to all the job seekers or to all the class of peoples who are coming under the active workforce. That is why in plans the objective of removal of unemployment is prioritized. Whether it is first 5-year plan or third 5-year plan or fifth 5-year plan, in each and every 5-year plan, the unemployment reduction is the priority of government. It means in each and every 5-year plan we are focusing on this problem area or that is economic problem. But even after economic development, the problem of unemployment is increased instead of declining. There are some of the issues which affects the unemployment ratio, and one of them is population. India is facing the highest population growth, and that's why the poverty and unemployment ratio of India is very high. Due to many of the efforts in all the 5 years plans, we are trying to reduce the unemployment ratios, but instead of decreasing, our unemployment ratio is increasing day by day. This is a limitation of our planning system, because after having so many policies and programs regarding unemployment removal or employment opportunity generation, we are not able to provide that much employment opportunities. In developing India, on one hand, high population growth rate, and on the other hand, insufficient economic development made problem of unemployment more serious. Line this statement: in developing India, on one hand, high population growth rate, as we have already discussed that our high population growth is stealing the fruits of our economic development, and the other hand, insufficient economic development. We are having economic development, but this economic development is not enough to provide job opportunities, and that's why the problem of unemployment becomes more serious day by day. Now let us move towards next point, that is meaning of unemployment. It is also given on page number 65. In common parlance, unemployment is a situation where a person is willing to work but doesn't get work. From our point of view, or from the common parlance or common point of view, what is unemployment? Unemployment is a situation where a person is willing to work. It means he is ready to work but doesn't get work. But unfortunately, he is not able to find a proper job for himself or herself. Unemployment is not only a problem of labor, but other factors of production can also be unemployed. From our point of view, unemployment means it is the only problem which is related with labor. But in economics, unemployment is not only associated with labor, but it also associated with other factors of production. That means if land is unemployed or not used for any kind of productive purpose, then it is unemployment. If capital is idle and not in use for any productive activity, then also it is unemployed. But commonly, unemployment is seen in relation to labor only, because in a common parlance or as a layman language, this unemployment is related with labors only. So here we will define unemployment keeping in mind labor only. Here we are not going to discuss anything about other factors of production other than labor. Now there is one definition, that is according to Professor Pigou. It is Pigou or Piga. A person can be called unemployed only when he is willing to work but is not able to find work. So here a person can be called unemployed only when he is willing to work. First of all, focus on this word. Willingness is the first point, or it is the must required feature for denoting the unemployment. Person can be called unemployed only when he is willing to work but is not able to find work. It means he is having willingness and ability to work, he is ready to work at a prevailing wage rate, but unfortunately he is not able to find a work, and this kind of situation is unemployment. So here one thing is common, that unwillingness to work is not included into unemployment. If a person is crossed the age, if a person is having crossed the age of 15 years but still his unwillingness to work, then he is not unemployed, he is willingnessly unemployed person, and we are not considering this situation over here. So according to Pigou, a person can be called unemployed only when these two situations or these two conditions is fulfilled. That first one is his willingness to work, and second one is not able to find the work. Done? Now on page number 66. In short, unemployment is a situation where person is ready and capable of working at current wage rate but does not get work. So here also, a situation when person is ready means willingness, capable means ability. He or she is having willingness and ability of working at current wage rate. It means he or she accepting the wage rate that is prevailing in the market. Say for example, if a person of unskilled and semi-skilled is employed for a one day at the rate of 300 rupees, then the person is ready to work. Done? So it is working at a current wage rate but doesn't get work. It means a person is having willingness and ability to work and he is ready to work at a current wage rate, but then also he didn't get the work, then it is called unemployment. Done? Next para. According to above definition, at current wage rate, a person is eager and ready to work. A person is eager and ready to work, but is deprived of work, then he is said to be unwilling unemployment or compulsory nature of unemployment. Here one thing is saying that he is ready to work at current wage rate. So again, according to above definition, at current wage rate, a person is eager means willingness, and readiness means ability to work, but is deprived of work means due to some of the reason he is not able to getting the work, then he is said to be unwilling unemployment. It means it is related with willingness. That's why it is compulsory nature of unemployment and it is considered in economics. Done? Similarly, now other part. If a person is not willing, here the person is willing, but here the person is not willing and not ready to work and not getting work. Here it is the question of willingness, that he is not willing to work. Like some of the persons are like, means they don't want to work because they are depending on their parents. So if a person is not willing, consider this point very clearly. His willingness is zero and he is not ready to work and not getting work, then it is called voluntary unemployment and it will not consider in the economics, because we never consider voluntary unemployed person. We are considering only involuntary or compulsory nature of unemployment here. Similarly, if a person is not willing and not ready to work and not getting work because he or she never tried to get a work, then he is said to be unemployed, and this type of person is said to be voluntary unemployed or voluntary unemployment. According to this definition, children means those who are below the age of 15 years because I have mentioned that active workforce is 15 to 64 years. Elderly people means those who crossed 64 years. Weak people, it means some kind of disease or illness is there. So weak people and people who do not want to work. It means the people who do not want to work, that is voluntary unemployed persons, are not part of the active workforce but cannot be said unemployed. So as per this situation, the active workforce is 15 to 64 years. So those children who are below the age of 15 years, or those elderly people who have crossed the age of 64 years, and then so first one is the children, second one is the elderly person, third one is a weak people, means who are willing to work but not able to work, and then this kind of voluntary unemployed person are not considered in the definition of unemployment, and they cannot be said unemployed. This voluntary unemployment is not a problem. Line this statement. This kind of voluntary unemployment is never ever a problem for any of the country. The term unemployment is understood in terms of supply of active workforce. Line this statement. It is related with the active workforce. Active workforce means those who have crossed the age of 15 years and below 64 years, and strong and able person are only considered in the active workforce. Active workforce supply includes people in the age group of 15 to 64 years. From the meaning of unemployment, it can be said that unwilling unemployment or compulsory unemployment is only a problem. So line this statement, active workforce supply includes people in the age group of 15 to 64 years. It means we have to consider only people who have crossed with the age of 15 years and or who are below the age of 64 years. From the meaning of unemployment, so from all this meaning, it can be said that unwilling unemployment, that is this one in a blue ink, that is unwilling unemployment or compulsory unemployment is only the problem. In India, also unemployment has become a serious economic problem. Lastly, an unemployed person is economically dependent and cannot live in a society with dignity. This is the main issue of our Indian society. Those persons who are willingness means who are willing to work, they are having the ability to work and they are ready to work at a current wage rate, still not getting any kind of work or job, then the society will not see them with dignity. They are always a burdensome population for their parents and society. That is why problem of unemployment is not only an economic problem but can create social, ethical and political problems also. Because many times in the newspaper we are reading that the so and so person has committed suicide because of unemployment for a long time. So it is a social issue. As we are not, we are as a country not able to provide them proper job employment or opportunities, then it is ethical and political problems. So today we are concluding our chapter, this lecture over here, in which we have first of all discussed about the Bold's blueprint, then introduction of unemployment, then in meaning we have discussed about the definition of PIGU, definition or meaning of compulsory nature of unemployment and voluntary unemployment, and lastly we have discussed about the active workforce. From types of unemployment, we will start from next lecture. Thank you very much, class.